I'm ready.
Hello. God, I hate you, Colin. You do this every time.
I know.
Intercepts my intro. Hello and welcome to This Is Difficult Podcast, the show where we talk about video games and other things, but mostly just video games. I'm your host, Paul, and I'm here with the other hosts, Josh and Colin.
Other host, Paul.
What's up? Lord Yeshua. Josh here.
We're going to talk about some video games.
Let's talk about them. They're one of our favorites.
Video games are much favorite for me, too. Do you guys not like the new look? Does everyone like the new look?
I like the milk.
Do you like the milk? We still got the milk.
I love it. I just keep seeing us.
It looks like it says Diffa, and then it says Cult underlined.
It does say, but I like that.
Do you think he did that on purpose, maybe?
I
Because
feel like he did.
Yeah.
I feel like he did.
That's
kinda
great.
funny.
yeah,
That's funny,
it's
so.
pretty awesome. Adam, may he rest in peace, did this for us.
Yeah, what the hell?
And
dead
he's
to
the
me.
guy missing. That's, if you
The new
don't
look is
know,
great, yeah.
that's him right there.
That's him. That's
He did
guy.
the graphics for us, so I'm pretty happy.
He's the
about
wise guy.
it. Mm-hmm.
He's
So,
great. Yeah, let's cut into this turkey.
yeah. You guys playing games this week?
I played a few Zelda games. I've been on a Zelda kick with my streams.
That's awesome.
I played Wind Waker and Twilight Princess this week, and they're great. I'm not even gonna lie. Twilight Princess grew on me a lot today because I got past.
Oh,
the
good.
shitty part.
That's nice
Yeah.
to hear.
I watched you
Today was
playing
wet.
the Beyblade section. That was pretty dope.
That was
Yeah,
very
that's my favorite
sad.
dungeon, so that made me really happy. The Arbiter Grounds.
Yeah.
No. That's the Volvega music.
No,
It's the
yeah.
best rehash of music ever. And
Right. Yeah.
Best Zelda remix soundtrack. That's all it is.
Nice. That's one of the few Zeldas I haven't played.
You
We were
need
talking
to,
about
yeah.
that
It's pretty
pre-show.
good. It's not like incredible.
I would
but,
say,
like,
yeah.
It's pretty
Well, it's
fun.
funny
I'd say
because
the
that's like
story is really
it's got my
intense.
favorite Zelda aesthetic out of any of the Zelda games, right?
You
Like,
should get the HD remake.
yeah,
Mm,
like I
yeah.
do really enjoy
Is it any
the
good?
I don't know. It's
The Wii-
better looking.
It's on the Wii U, right?
yeah, it was on
so
the Wii
It's
U.
got to be handheld.
Dude,
or the
no,
controller's
there's
gotta
no
be sexy.
handheld yet.
Well, I mean, it's got to be like gyroscopic, like the
Oh yeah,
Wind Waker was. You know, what I mean, that's got to be at least sexier.
potentially, yeah. But yeah, it's my favorite look. Like, I really like the more realistic adult Link look than like the cartoony stuff. I don't mind
He's
the cartoony
confirmed as
stuff,
an
but
adult, yeah.
yeah. But
The reason I like the cartoony stuff more for Zelda is only because it like I accept the world more. I'm like, okay, the world is cartoony and goofy and magical. So when I see a ridiculous thing, I'm like, okay, perfectly fits in place.
sure.
And Twilight Princess, I feel like it's like putting pieces together and trying to make it work. And just for me, it doesn't like hit 100% like honest to me. I don't know if that makes sense. Colin, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I get it. Like, it felt like a game that like they made in reaction to like.
To Wind Waker out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's what it
People
feels
saying that
like.
Wind Waker had crappy graphics. Well, I thought Wind Waker is amazing, but they were like, Zelda's a cartoon now. Toon Link's a franchise. and
well,
all
let me
that.
give you perspective on that.
So they made a serious.
So
one.
the reason they did that was at E3 when they had first announced a new Zelda game, they
I
did a
remember this,
demo of Zelda and it looked fucking awesome.
fighting
and
the
it was
spider,
yeah, well, and also Ganon, right? Like there's a sword fight with
that.
with Link and
Oh
Ganon.
yes, I remember that now.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fucking rad as hell. And everyone's like, fuck yeah, that's the Zelda we're getting. And then they brought out Wind Waker, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It was
Right?
a huge negative reaction to
Yeah.
the graphics.
So
Ah,
now, that's not to say that Wind Waker isn't one of the best Zeldas ever made.
I think it's one
I
of
think
my
it is, but
favorites.
it was hard for a lot of people, including myself, to look past that at first,
yeah.
right? So,
I was honestly just like, give me a new Zelda game, devour. Ah!
right,
And I
yeah.
fucking loved it personally, but yeah, I get why people would be like, this isn't like the same look. Like Zelda's supposed to look like this. I get that, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that was my reaction. I actually avoided Wind Waker for the longest time because I was
Really?
like,
Me
yeah,
too.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
I avoided it because I thought,
Yeah.
I just thought it was gonna be a bad. I didn't think it was gonna be a Zelda game. I was like,
Same.
oh, they've gone in a completely different direction. Like the story's not gonna be
I
any good.
understand.
The gameplay's gonna be like
Oh, boy.
childish.
I didn't play it until they made the remake of it or the remaster of it on Wii U.
On
Which is
which is
incredible.
Yeah.
amazing quality of
That's
life enhancement.
incredible.
Yeah.
I wish I still
amazing.
had my Wii U just so that I could play that game.
I would
Like
buy it
I
just
was
for this.
I know. Well, so I sold my Wii U to get my Switch, and I figured this game just came out. Of course, they're gonna port it to the Switch, and
They'll
they still
never
haven't
port
fucking
again.
ported it to the
That's
Switch.
one of the reasons to own a Wii U. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, is to have a remake of that game because it is.
why did they not
really-
port it? That seems insane.
Why aren't they
to me.
porting any of this shit? Why aren't they
know.
making the N64 and GameCube stores? Like, hello, all HD online.
Yeah.
Give me,
That'd
give
be
me, give me.
incredible.
I'll pay $50 for an internet thing. For
What
that.
about you,
Like,
Colin? Did you play any video games this week?
No, I haven't played anything.
Nothing.
I've not played
Colin!
a single fucking video game
He's
this
an
week.
adult.
You're on a
He's
video game podcast.
I feel like
I
you're
know.
most likely.
What am I even doing here?
Wait, what? You're
We
probably
still
like
love you.
worried about work right now and looking at work currently on your.
I-
Are you
I'm
making
actually work-
a lot of money?
Yeah. I'm doing really well
us.
financially. It's just a lot. Like I have to
That's
work
crazy.
after this podcast. I'm working right now. So
Yeah, but
That's
that means
good.
it's never gonna stop.
no.
Dude.
I have a bunch of deadlines.
Time to
due.
replace Colin. Someone said.
Oh, jeez, rip.
Who's Poppy?
I've been
Ban
trying to
that
do this
person.
since we
Go
started the
ban
damn show.
them.
I'm half kidding.
I know a guy.
Uh,
This guy Colin is great for the show.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice.
He's
He's
dead
good.
to me.
You.
I
Okay,
played
me.
a video game.
He's a
What's it
dickhead.
I played Pokemon Shield. I'm
I'm
still not very far in it, but like because of the Pokemon
Savor
news that
it.
we'll talk about in a little bit, like I was
Yeah.
really, really stoked about Pokemon, and I started playing it, and I really freaking am enjoying it.
I would say savor that bad boy. It's got a really amazing story.
Really?
I love the story. And post game, I had like
Yeah.
8 to 10 hours of post game content. I was like really excited about all
dude,
that.
that's what I love about
Yeah.
Pokemon Black 2. It's got the best story ever in a Pokemon game, and it's got a huge end game. There's like an entire another story after you've beaten the game. Like after
now I'm
you
wondering how
Ugh.
this is going to stack up for you.
It's
actually,
so
because
good.
you haven't beaten this yet.
I
so
haven't.
the
No, I've
story
only
is
beaten the
really-
first gym, and I'm
Have an
prepping
open
for the
mind.
second gym.
The story is good.
Yeah.
I love this game personally. We'll get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it a little
We'll
bit.
get into it.
Right on.
Get into it, eh?
Let's actually jump into the news. So we predicted last week that we were gonna see some PS5 stuff this week at CES.
What was the
Okay.
result?
We got a logo.
People were disappointed. Why is
The
people
P5.
So-
disappointed though?
We
I don't
we slapped that
understand.
bad boy up.
No,
on
it
the screen?
literally just looks like the PS4 logo, only with a 5 instead of a
With a
4.
5.
It's the
That's always
same.
been that's
thing.
Always
It's gonna
been
be.
there.
Yeah, that's.
At
I
this
mean, which
point,
is
they could just do
fine.
that.
But they made like a big deal of like, hey, we've got an announcement for you. The name, it's PS5. Here's the logo, and we're like, we fucking knew that back before when the PS1 came out. We knew that.
Yeah.
When
They're never gonna
PS1 came
change.
out.
PS360.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They're not
Uh,
gonna curveball us like Xbox confused.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Xbox
3.6.
Series.
Shit, we did that one
fucking-
already.
They called it Series X because they're like, you just
So
name
bad.
it. Put your own name on it.
So they're doing
Just-
Xbox Series X.
The Series X is shipping with a label maker, so you can put your own name
Oh,
on the
good.
fucking thing.
You could fucking get.
Yeah.
It's funny as shit. Anyway, love Xbox. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
It's definitely my least favorite fucking video game company, I'd say.
I kind of agree. You know, the Xbox
Yeah.
360 was awesome, but that was because like
Yeah.
everything else
Fuck
sucked
games.
at that time. You know?
Well, I just kept playing like GameCube and shit.
Right. Right.
Never stopped
Yeah.
playing Zelda.
Yeah. So that's that. That's cool. We got some more next gen game news. We've got the Switch Pro confirmed-ish.
What's that?
Nice, super excited. Give us the detail. now. We got
There's not much
specs,
detail. So
specs.
this is kind of the same thing. You know, there's a big kinda, right? So we've got manufacturers suggesting that they're working on new hardware for a new Switch. A more powerful CPU as well as like a magnesium alloy body for the system,
Wow.
What?
which I don't know
That's
why
sexy.
that's important. Probably it's going to
Dropping.
weigh less
need
and maybe
that.
have better like heat, whatever
Not only
disbursement.
heat and for cooling, but
Yeah.
probably for dropping too. Make it a little more solid.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like a more solid material.
I would imagine. So,
Ah,
so
I
this
like
comes
it.
from Digitimes, which
What's Digitimes say?
Little
they
monsters?
they have not had a great
They're the
track
champions,
record
I
with
hear.
Switch Switch rumors in the past.
They've
right?
not had a good track record.
They have not.
So
So
we should trust them entirely.
big grain of salt with this one.
Salt,
But
salt.
you know, if they're gonna come out with a Switch Pro, this would be the year. And we know
Yeah.
they've talked about it, right? Like Nintendo confirmed
Yeah.
last year, probably around this time, that they have 2 like new Switch SKUs, but like one hasn't even been worked on,
Yeah.
right? At the time that they were talking about it. So I would assume that official.
I think it makes a lot of. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. Like I was just saying, I would assume that like an official announcement we might be seeing like closer to
You think
summertime.
this summer? I was thinking the Zelda launch. This could be the perfect opportunity to launch it with a game that people have to get on the new platform, maybe, or that will perform better.
Actually,
Think
that's a
about
great
that.
point. They did that
That's
with
what I'm
the
thinking.
they did that with the what was it? The 3DS, the new 3DS, right? And
I never got past that.
Majora's Mask, right? Majora's Mask
yes.
was the remake of it was only playable on the new
better one.
3DS, which was just an iteration, but it still had more power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, so that'd be interesting if they did that, or if they just gave you a dumbed down version for the regular Switch, and you're like, oh, for like a trade in, I can just get. I don't want to fucking lose all my data, like, and all that. I don't want to get a whole new Switch unless it's a new console. Like,
Don't you
Mhm.
dare close your eyes.
I don't know. Feels like a cheap money grab, especially if they taunt me with Zelda. Like, I'm gonna have to do it. Like,
yeah. So so is there a confirmed date for Zelda?
So here's the speculation while we're talking about this combo theory right here.
Let's do it.
So there's
speculate a
there's
lot.
there's
Let's
no
just make
real
things up for the rest of
Let's
the
just-
show. Can
so
we just
it's
do that?
coming out tomorrow, guys.
What is that real?
Right now, yes. Put all the money into my donation box. I'll get you your copy. All right, seriously though. So I've heard a lot of news saying that they're gonna be nothing like true or real, but like that it's gonna be coming out this year. So it must be like a winter thing. But like me and Colin were saying earlier, it's like the most pushed back series Nintendo has ever owned. Like it's been like 5 years in between games often. Like
Yeah.
it's, you know what I mean? It's between a big title,
Right.
especially a big one like Breath of the Wild.
Well, Breath of the Wild was delayed so long, like 3 years.
So long. And we would not expect to see like the fastest was Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, 2 years. So that would be this using maybe the same model. So if they use the same base game model, it is possible 2
Yeah.
years, but that's going to be a fast game and it's going to be like crazy. Like you know, Majora's Mask style. I don't know. That'd be cool. I don't know.
So where are
Dark
we
in
going
the
with that?
Crown. Where are we going with that? I don't know. I'm saying it's coming out this year.
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying. You're just saying
Where
it's
are you
coming
going
out
with
this year.
this? I don't know.
I
All
was just talking about Zelda.
Why are you
At a certain
following
point-
me?
At a certain point, I was like, I just like talking about this game.
I was so sold on whatever you were saying.
Oh yeah. So with the point being though, all those facts, like, you know, maybe it will, maybe it'll just get pushed back, but it seems kind of like unlikely that after 2 years, a brand new game comes out. My guess it's gonna get pushed back till next year, but I would love for it to come out this year. And again, it would be a really fast game if it did that, especially
Mhm.
for a Zelda game. So they might have already been planning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably
It'd be
right.
a full game, and they're just fucking us.
I think they
completely
were
instead of the
planning
two
it.
games.
I think they were planning it before, like at the release of. The way I understood it when they announced it was that they had a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of extra stuff that they wanted to put into Breath of the Wild but couldn't,
Yeah.
and so they're like fucking sequel, right? Like right out the
Sequel
gates,
it,
like
yeah.
before they even release Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Is the way
My
I
thought-
understood it when they
My
announced
thought
it, but
was there
that
was
could
a
have just
lot
been
of
me.
there was some negative feedback on Breath of the Wild, certain aspects by big fans, and me and
Mhm.
Colin, everyone
God,
I know,
yes.
yeah, a lot of big, like a 10 out of 10 game, but blowback from like Zelda fans and stuff that were like, "There's no temples, there's no Ganon, there's no connection to the end boss," and I think the Ganondorf. What's up?
Durability. Oof.
Oh yeah, the
Ugh,
durability
God
of the weapon
damn
is
it.
terrible. But
Yeah, the
Calamity
worst.
Ganon was a big complaint in that he wasn't even like a character really.
No key
So I think
items.
no key items.
God
Disgusting.
damn it! Where's my
No
hook
item
shot?
progression. Where's my hook shot?
Mhm.
I think they noticed a lot of this right away and immediately made or had and dropped that Ganondorf thing. And they're like, all right, we didn't give them what they really wanted. And there were so many hints to like the old games in it, but like nothing real or tangible. No Triforce until Zelda
Yeah.
uses conveniently to kill Ganon at the end. I'm like, dude. Yeah. Anyway, So it would be cool if it was all planned though, and then this is like a massive connection. I would love that.
I would love
And I would
that
love
too.
it if it came out like 2 years later because it was already planned. That'd be
Mhm.
great.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand on that. I don't know,
Nintendo
sorry,
should
nerding
consult
out
us,
hard.
don't you think?
Yeah, they really should. I
Yes.
nerd out so much on Zelda. Like, can't get to myself.
Me too, I
Definitely my
love it.
favorite series,
I'm
yeah.
a big old fan.
You need to play Twilight. Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's one of the few that I haven't played.
It's pretty great.
Speaking of Switch Pro,
Ooh.
Dell beat Nintendo to it.
What?
Okay, so at CES, Dell, and more specifically, Alienware, debuted a. They're calling it the Concept UFO right now, which I'm sure is a working title, but it's basically a
UFO.
Switch-style PC. So it's a gaming PC in the form factor of a Nintendo Switch.
What the fuck?
Yeah, have you not seen it? It's pretty wild looking.
Semi-familiar, but like, how much is that going to cost?
I'm sure it will cost a fortune,
Like,
and I'm sure the battery life will be
4,000.
terrible, and compatibility will be shit. But
If this is a real marketable thing that I mean, it sounds like you're reselling a product though. How is that
here's a
legal?
link from Forbes if you guys want to check this out real quick.
Can this be legal? Nintendo approves.
No, it's not Nintendo. It's a PC.
Oh,
It's a PC.
okay.
So it plays PC games. But it looks just like a freaking Nintendo Switch. And it even has
Holy
like the
shit.
Joy-Cons and like the little detachable or like the little center guy that you can mount your Joy-Cons in for a controller.
It's pretty
Yeah.
gross. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty sick though, but you know,
I know.
Alienware is notoriously overpriced on things. Like,
Oh, Alienware.
Super
Yeah, I don't trust them
expensive.
as much as Nintendo. That's
So,
the other thing.
right. But it's
trust
interesting
Nintendo
that other people are picking
somehow.
up on that aesthetic, and they're like, yeah, we should try this too.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe
Well-
something like that will push Nintendo to actually put out a powerful, Switch Pro.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
You
I
don't
don't
think
think
so?
Nintendo is ever gonna.
Yeah.
Nintendo
This is
doesn't give a
my-
shit about that.
As a lifelong Nintendo fan, I feel like Nintendo, even though they have a lot of misses with games like Paper Mario, whatever have you, that fucks up,
Mhm.
like, the franchises that die off, I feel like they do have their quality maintained, like, over so many other companies.
Oh, for sure, I agree.
And they
yeah.
they're like, we're just gonna like hang back. Everyone's got their PS4, and we're gonna drop a new game on the Wii, and it sells like better than anything, But
Mhm.
like, you know what I'm saying? But like, the Switch is doing great right now because of those quality games. There's like no other reason the Switch should be doing good aside from like Zelda, Mario, straight up quality games.
Yeah.
And so Nintendo isn't as concerned with making amazing hardware. So
I agree, and we've kind of
Yeah.
known that since
birth.
since birth. No, since the
Nintendo was
Wii
terrible.
first came out, right?
Yeah, the
Like,
Wii was the first big
yeah,
dip
the-
after the GameCube, which was great.
Right.
And-
The Wii was
yeah.
hardly a progression from GameCube, and
Almost
they were
no
basically
graphical.
and they were basically like, guys, we don't really give a fuck about graphics anymore. We just want to make the most fun and interesting games.
And I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great. But yeah, graphically, then I was looking at my friends with PS3s, and I'm like, wow, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're literally playing PS3 right now, and I'm playing a Wii. And then the Wii U came out, and I didn't even care at first.
Dude, I loved the Wii U. It
And
was
then I
such a
loved it.
bummer to me.
Yeah.
That two things. Number one, and this is why the console failed, right? Like the console failed
It was doomed
because
to
no
fail
one
from
knew
the
it was
start.
another console. No one knew it was
Nobody.
a next gen.
I just explained it to my friend the
Yeah.
other day. We were playing Wind Waker. I was like, so this is a Wii U.
yeah.
No idea it was a console.
I got it in its last year, right? So I watched
Ah.
the reason I bought it is because E3, whatever that, I guess it was probably 2014 maybe.
I think it
they-
came out in 2012.
Right. I'm talking
Yeah.
end of the
Oh.
life cycle.
Oh, yeah. So
Like,
it's a 3-year life cycle.
It's when
yeah.
New Super Mario Brothers Wii U came out, and
Mhm.
there was a bunch of other cool games that were coming out.
There were, yeah.
They killed it at E3, and I was like, dude, I'm getting a freaking Wii U.
The
This looks
Miiverse,
dope. And that's the
everything.
first time I had heard of it, and the console had been out for 2 or 3 years at that point,
Yeah.
right? And so I had it for a year, and they announced the Switch. Like,
Yeah,
God
that's
damn
pretty
it.
brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, I feel like the Wii U was a prototype for the Switch. One thing that the
Yeah.
Wii U did so well,
It
though,
was,
was
yeah.
the Miiverse. And
Mhm.
like, they just don't have that anymore. The Miiverse was literally like Nintendo Facebook. And it was I would talk to like tons of gamers and like post shit about games and like screenshots. And it was super
Hello,
interactive
fellow
for
gamers.
Nintendo. Hey guys. But like now they took that away, and that was kind of a unique thing. But I don't know. Yeah, the Switch is just like upgraded, and they don't really have anything the Wii U had, like a game store or anything like that. That's the other thing. Like, remember those? The eShop on the Wii and the Wii U were
It was so good. And
Pull the
the
trigger on that. Speaking of which,
well, the best thing about it was not the best thing, but the Virtual Console was so good. And that was, I mean, we had that since we'd had that since the Wii.
yeah,
But like,
great.
where's that now? You know,
There was
like
Paper Mario. It was insane, dude. There was Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, like everything good, all the Super Nintendo games, and now we get like the NES store. 4 months later, 6 months later, we get the Super Nintendo store. You know, if you're paying for the internet, and not even all the games know Donkey Kong Country. When do we get in the N64 store?
I don't
When
think
we
we
get
get
the-
that. I don't think it's coming out. I
Really?
really don't. Yeah,
You
and
don't?
I'm all for it too. I'm really excited, but like, I don't think we're getting it. And here's why.
Why?
It's hard to emulate. It's a really hard thing to emulate. It's not done, and like even though like there's like good emulation for it, it's not perfect. And Nintendo's
And they
all
would
about,
have
like,
to do the best ones too.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they would have to do Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64 at least if they
Yep.
were going to satisfy anyone. Yeah, and that's true. That's basically an overhaul remake. But they did it before. They've done that with like the Master Quest rehash. Master Quest is just an
Master
emulation.
Quest was so good.
Yeah, Master Quest is just a rip of Ocarina of Time. Straight
Right.
up.
But I mean, like,
Is it not?
I don't know. It's,
I
there
still
was,
have
like,
that
even
disc
issues
for
with the
the
GameCube.
GameCube.
There's even like issues on the GameCube. Like
It might
sound
just not
issues.
be online. I feel like if they do it
Yeah.
for us, it'll be like Netflix, and it's just not be online. Like it'll just be us playing by ourselves, and no like added capabilities.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
Either
know.
way,
we'll see.
I would be a very happy camper. When I got the Super Nintendo store, I was just expecting the NES store to be like a little bonus. So when I got that, I was like, there's potential for future hope here. Like they're
Right.
acknowledging how much we wanted something like that. Even though,
yeah.
again, not all the good games were on it. But
Yeah.
to me, that's something huge. Like Xbox, they never, I mean, PS4 has like this PS2 store, PS3 store, or whatever, but you have to like pay some crazy other prescription
Well, it's
fees.
PS Now, and it's
PS
yeah,
Now, yeah.
yeah.
And it's like a whole
It's
nother
a
thing,
subscription.
program that you have to
Mhm.
sign into. Nintendo is at least like online subscription, and then all this comes with it, even though it's kind of bare bones. It's kind
Yeah.
of nice.
No, I'm with you there. I do
Yeah.
like the Switch Online stuff that they've done, but I would rather have the Virtual Console still. You know.
Yes,
So-
I totally agree. I would rather not pay for any of it and then opt in to pay for like games incrementally. It'd be
Mhm.
like I would buy so much more stuff if that was the case.
Yeah.
Just the games I wanted, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the Pokemon Direct this week?
I didn't see it, but I read a little bit about it. You give us
Yeah.
the full deets.
It's kind of controversial, right? So I'll give you the details. So first thing we saw was a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, and I say new. It looks
Oh,
to me
yes.
like it's a remaster of the ones that were released. I think the red one was released on Game Boy Advance, and the blue one was released on DS. And I think what they did was remastered them and squished them into one game.
Those games are so bad, in my opinion. I did
Yeah.
not enjoy playing. I played one and I did not enjoy it. I was like, what the hell?
I don't think I've ever played one, but I know there's a
Go
big
for it.
following.
I
But
think
to be
there's a
honest,
following of 10-year-olds.
yeah, maybe, and maybe that's it.
Really like kitty it's like worse than Pokemon Go for babies. Like not even joking, dude.
That's hilarious.
It's like Pokemon Go for babies.
Well, that
There's
was
no
just kind of
games
like
are
a
Pokemon.
fluffer, right? That was like a fluffer for
Yeah.
the main attraction,
Exactly. That's my thought.
which
Yeah.
was by the way, it's called Rescue Team DX, is what it is.
It sounds super 10-year-old.
So it does kind of sound 10-year-oldy. Now that you mention it, okay, I'm gonna give it to you. So that comes out March 6th. There's a demo available now, and all your progress from
We can
that
try it.
game is going to carry over into the full game,
Why
right?
don't we
So
play and find
we can
not
get it.
now.
Yeah, my Switch is downstairs. Otherwise, I'd download it now, and we could, fuck with it. But your progress will carry over. If it is something that you're interested in, you can do that. So that's
I'm
cool.
gonna get it.
But again, this was kind of like a fluffer, right? The main event was Pokemon Sword and Shield are getting 2 expansions. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's back.
Left us.
There he is.
I want to download it just to get in the background. I won't pay attention to it.
All right, do it.
He
Yeah.
like starts
I
playing and
approve.
like Josh.
Let's see what it's all
Wait.
about.
That's a pretty good game.
Just so I can
actually.
show you guys.
He's
when we
like,
get it,
I
what
kinda
it
like
looks
this game.
I'm obsessed.
So
Sorry.
Pokemon Sword and Shield are not getting 1 but 2 expansions, which to me I think this is groundbreaking, right? It's the first time we've ever seen an expansion for a Pokemon game, right? We've seen like third spin-off games, like you've got like Pokemon Gold and Silver and then Pokemon Crystal, right? Or you got like you got like Pokemon Black and White and then Pokemon Black and White 2, or there it is. Look at that.
Now, literally right now,
the expansion pass. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to don't buy the wrong game. You can get Sword. Or
it was Pokemon Platinum. It was Crystal too. Wasn't Crystal that same generation, or was that different?
Crystal is the like the third, I thought, like the Z of that one, right?
Platinum, and then I don't know.
Wait,
whatever.
No. Gold, Silver, Platinum makes sense.
Yeah.
But then like Crystal may have been a standalone.
Might have been.
I think it might have been.
I don't know. My memory's bad.
But
you get the point. They've always done like a third or fourth game, right? It's never been like or like a good example, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, right? They've never done an expansion to a game, even in the days of DLC being a real thing for handhelds, right? So like on the new 3DS, you could have had an expansion for X and Y, but you didn't, right? What did they do for X and Y?
XYZ.
XYZ. Yeah. XYZ. That's right. Yeah. So no expansions there. This is the first time, which is cool. And they're not only doing 1, but 2. The names of the expansions are, I've got it in here. The first one is going to be Island of Armor, which is coming out, I believe, in June. And the Crown Tundra, which is coming out in the fall. They didn't give a month. They just said the fall for that.
The coolest thing about this for me is that it's like we could each have our own, but both games get both of those DLCs. You know what I mean? So it's a shared game experience for, both games will experience it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty cool. I don't know.
So here's where the drama comes in, right? A lot of people are saying that this should have been included in the main game, right?
Yeah.
Which I kind of see their point, but at the same time, there's a ton of extra content that's coming with these games.
Honestly, I thought the games were so big. I'm already putting 80 hours into a storyline. Like, it's a big game. Like, with doing everything in there, it feels big. Like, you can't jam 800 Pokemon into a game,
which they did up until this gen, I think, is what people are complaining about.
It's the most ever now. Now it's like close to 1,000. So
I think there technically are over 1,000 Pokemon now in total. If you're using the entire dex.
Oh yeah, Alolan and everything and all that shit. Galarian versions too now.
Oh yeah. So the whole controversy thing is kind of missing on me. I kind of understand why some people are upset about it, but like I kind of don't. Like,
they can suck a dick.
There you go. They can suck a dick.
It's Pokemon. They got to buy a new game. It's like a whole new thing if we're to be told correctly. It's large, so
yeah, it really is.
It's more content. But you can't expect like the game is gonna be like, well, okay, like 120-hour game. Like that's so much. Like let them add something at least. Like I feel like the game was adequate at its base.
Right.
Very adequate.
So on top of there being 2 new expansions with 2 new stories, you're also getting more area to explore, right? So I don't think it's going to be full regions, but it's an expansion to the existing regions in both of them, right?
What?
As well as there's going to be new, they're calling them not dungeons, but
raids, basically.
Dens is what they're calling them. New
That's
co-op
like a raid,
dens.
Den is a raid.
Right, for encountering legendaries. Ooh. And they showed a fuck ton of legendary Pokemon.
I heard it's all like most or all of them. I thought I saw all.
Mm-hmm.
Is that wrong?
I don't know if it's all, but it was quite a few of them. The real kicker, and I think the coolest part about this, is they showed Galar forms of the legendary birds from Gen 1. So
gimme.
Yeah, fucking A, right?
Give me the Articuno.
Yeah, Articuno, Moltres, and Zappy Boy, Zapdos.
Need them all.
Yeah. Oh, they look so awesome. They look so good.
Mewtwo, I'm sure, is coming back with a badass new form or something. Yeah. And they're
Mewtwo?
all gonna have like new Gigantamaxes and stuff.
There are
right?
new Gigantamaxes. They also showed the okay, so
Sniper Pokemon.
so right now there's only we only have one of the Gen 1 starters, right? We've got Charizard and Charmander and Charmeleon, right?
Yeah,
They did show Squirtle and
someone found Squirtle in the script. Actually,
yeah, they found
Ripped him
Squirtle and Onion Turtle.
out. Turtle Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
What?
That's what he is.
That's what it is,
Onion
dude. Onion Turtle
Basically.
and Big Dick B.
Beast Toys.
Have you guys seen that? Oh my god, that shit's hilarious.
No, what is that?
Oh, there's a video. It
watch
went viral around the time that Pokemon Go came out. I'll have to find it and send it to you guys later. It's just fucking hilarious. But anyway, it showed the other two starters from Gen 1, and it looked to me, I couldn't tell if it was Galar forms of them, or if it was just like Gigantamaxes, but they looked fucking different and they looked really cool. Right?
Are they small or big? You can't tell. Oh.
Yeah, it flashes so quick, and I didn't like take a real critical
Did you
look
know
at it,
there's
so I'm
actually-
just gonna make up my own story and say that they're Galar forms.
Wait, did you know you can actually get a taste of the DLC right now?
You can
Oh.
taste it? What?
Get a taste of it right now. So check this out. There's a character, I don't know all the details, but apparently there's a character they released on the 9th in one of the train stops. And when you talk to them, they are from
It's in
new
the second
area.
town.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
Winchester,
got it.
Whatever. You got it?
I
And
got
then
it.
A Slowpoke walks in,
I got
right?
it.
The Slowpoke's not normally in the game.
Yeah, I got it.
He got added. Yeah,
I
you
got it.
dude.
Yeah,
Woo!
super
That
stoked
happened.
about it.
So tell us about it. What did they
There's
say
not
about
much
the
to
new
tell,
region?
right? So you go in
Nah.
there, and the lady's there, and she's talking about the train going to this new region, which is it's one of the
Oh.
regions from the DLC,
That's
right?
awesome.
Which I believe it's the Island of Armor one.
That's the first, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
And she's like, "Hey, there's this Pokemon here," and the Slowpoke walks into the station,
Yes.
and it's the Galar form, and she's like, "You're a trainer, right? Why don't you take it?" And so you have to battle it and then catch it.
Damn, can you kill it by accident? Ooh, I hate
You
that.
probably can. I didn't, thank God. But
hate them.
yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
It's possible. That was my least favorite thing about like legendaries. You could just like murder them by accident.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's awesome, dude. Wait, you're gonna make a slow king? Ooh.
Yeah, well, yeah. So there's new forms, right? Because it's the Galar form. So they kind of showed it in the trailer, but they blurred his face.
So you gotta
Yeah.
make your own.
Yeah,
I bet
so-
you can make them right now, probably.
Maybe I don't know.
All
I'm,
of 'em.
I'm not good.
Hit him with the
enough
water
at-
shell.
I
I'm not
don't
good enough.
He's still level 20.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is still downloading, by the way.
Oh, nice. So we don't have
Very
an
nice,
update
nice.
on that yet.
No
What else?
update on that
I think
yet.
there might be some more information that we might not have mentioned. Oh, Poke Home
Pocahontas.
is coming in February, which I guess is the new replacement for Pokemon Bank.
Oh, wait, so I have-
Hang on.
Oh, damn it. Okay, so I actually have some info on Pokemon Home. Yes. So
Oh,
this
let's hear it.
is going to be a free service, just like Pokemon Bank, but it's only going to be down.
Wait, it's free?
Yeah, it's going to be
Pokemon
free, I
Bank's
heard.
not free. It's like $5 a year.
Oh, this one's going to be free.
Dope.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, maybe only if you have the online. Then I would wonder. And
maybe.
it,
Oh
like,
yeah,
costs
maybe
money
yeah.
Otherwise,
That makes
but I heard
sense.
free, but so I didn't know Pokemon Bank cost money. That's
It's
great.
$5 a year. It's not much.
Maybe it would be $5 then. Either way, okay. But it's only transferable into Sword and Shield. You can dump anything from like any recent gens, like anything on the 3DS that can transfer to Go and vice versa.
Mhm.
Anything from Go, anything from like anything that can basically trade with Sword already is gonna go into it now. And you can so that's opening a ton of Pokemon. That means anything that's in Go is allowed. So we're getting up to Gen 4 right now then.
Well, okay, so I don't think that's entirely correct because they did mention it in the Pokemon Direct, and it did say it was limited to how many, like to what Pokemon. But I
Maybe
believe,
there's-
and I don't know if I missaw it because I tried to go back and watch where they said it, but it looked to me that they were adding 200 more Pokemon to the game, and I don't
think
remember
200
where I
sounds
saw
right.
that.
Yeah.
I swear I saw it during the Pokemon Direct, but when I went back to find it, I couldn't find it. So don't quote me on that. But I believe they're
That
adding.
does sound right.
Yeah, I believe they're adding an additional 200 Pokemon to the game when these expansions come out. So that probably means that those Pokemon you can transfer into the game at that point from your older games. The other thing is that you don't need to own, and this is a given. This is something people were freaking out about as well, but it's literally been like this since the beginning of time with Pokemon. Like, there are Pokemon in the Sword version of the expansion that you can't get in the Shield version of the expansion,
always.
but you can get them through trading. Right, and people were freaking out about that, and it's like that's literally how Pokemon's always been.
Always.
So,
dude, I watched a streamer like when I first started playing Sword, and he caught a Corsola, and I was like, dude, I need that. And he's like, here you go. What's your code? And just like gave it to me.
That's dope.
I was like, dude, that's great. Like you could just get it so easily, though. Is what I'm saying. Like you don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah, it was
Pokemon's
bizarre
always
to me
been
that
like
people
that.
were upset.
Yeah, people. Pokemon is always. In fact, we should expect a third game still. Even like the DLC is like a joined third game, like we were saying. But I feel like a third game is still potential. Like.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Maybe Sword, Shield, Crown.
Well, and
Maybe
the cool
just
thing
call
about
it
this
Crown.
too is it's only going to be $29, which is half the price of a full game, and that's for
annoying,
both
but-
expansions.
It's cool, but it's like $90 for a game.
Well, but you got, like you just said it though, like it's kind of like it's the third game.
If it is, then,
You know.
then I'm really happy. Like if there isn't going to actually be a third game, and this is just us getting like a new joint venture, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. If it's just like this, and then like, okay, Pokemon Crown has just got announced. It's all of them combined, plus new story, plus DLC, plus all the Pokemon. Go fuck yourself, everyone that bought everything else. I'm gonna be really pissed.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You know what I'm saying? That is possible, but I mean, that would be really a snarky move. I feel like to do to the fans. I'm gonna accept the DLC for what it is. I'd be happy.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm totally with you. Sorry, I was just looking at one of the community suggestions for news. I'm gonna post it in here so that you guys can check it out if you want. But apparently, a leaker says most, if not all, that's me paraphrasing, of what we know about the PS5, as far as like leaks are concerned, is wrong. So that might be worth looking into. Which wouldn't surprise me. Honestly, there's been so much before any new gen of gaming, like we get so much speculation, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
so
It's like us saying the PS5 is gonna be able to cook waffles.
Exactly.
For years.
I've been saying that for years. I still use mine to cook eggs.
Exactly. Honestly, the best console for cooking eggs, I believe, was the 360. It definitely
yeah,
overheated all the time.
Got hot.
Yeah.
I still have my 360. It's literally
How?
a Frankenstein monster of 3 different 360s. All of the parts that didn't break on them.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
One
so
like
funny.
mega super Xbox 360.
I had the
amazing.
cool, like, shiny black sleek version, like the later, because
Ooh.
my original one burned out, and then I got one for
course.
my birthday that was
Oh.
like the real nice looking sleek one. I
Not a
don't know what happened to it.
PS4, but another Xbox 360.
Yeah. I think this was right before PS4.
PS3 then. Yeah.
Oh my god, thanks for the follow.
What?
Mador.
What's up?
Appreciate it
Thanks
very
for the
much.
follow. Nice.
Let's see. Arc System Works announced crossover 2D action game Code Shifter. I'm going to put this in here too. This is another community suggestion. Whoops. That came from RPD, one of our followers. I'm going to post that in there real quick. This game actually looks fucking rad. So if you
Now I'm
look at it,
excited.
it's like a 2D pixelated action game that has characters from River City games, Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue franchises all together in this one game.
Is it just a runner though?
I don't think it's a runner. It looks like a action platformer.
Okay, yeah. It looks like Terraria meets Mario.
Yeah, maybe it is a runner. It looks kind of runny. It looks pretty fucking runny.
I don't know. It's kind of
No. It looks like an action-y.
It's gameplay. It's gameplay.
an action-y
like
boy.
Contrary. It's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of contrary.
Cool.
Okay, it looks interesting. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like gonna be super game breaking or whatever. Like, but it looks cool. It looks really cool.
I need something game breaking.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like game of the year or anything, but
I need one.
Celeste. You haven't played Celeste yet.
I need to play Celeste. Anyone ever played that?
I
before?
still haven't played it. I hear it's amazing.
I hear it's Cuphead meets Mario times 3, and I'm like, have to
Coophead.
play that. Coophead.
Coophead.
Can't wait to play Enchanted whatever Forest. The Cuphead ripoff. Has anyone heard about this? Did we talk about this
Yeah,
yet?
we might not have. We may or no,
Oh,
we
this
did
is
talk about it
really
because I showed
interesting.
video on the podcast.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's right.
He's like, "Can I copy your homework? All right, just change the answers a little bit so it doesn't."
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Then it's this literally.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
actually excited to play that just because there aren't too many games in the genre yet.
Mhm.
So like the genre of 20s cartoon style,
Yeah.
Contra style boss, games. Like I want more. Like, and
Yeah.
they're not making. There is Cuphead DLC coming out this year. I'm really hoping.
Didn't some come out last year?
Nah, it hasn't come out. Well, it was like a perk thing for like online play.
Oh,
But
okay.
like there's going to be an entire fourth island that's going to have like at least 5 bosses. They're saying we don't know about levels, and there's going to be another character. It's basically like the Peach of Cuphead, so she gets an extra jump. So it's like kind of an easy character.
Dope.
But new items, new everything. I'm super excited about this, but it's been 3 years in the works already. So it's pretty likely that it can get pushed back again because the game took like 8 years to come out. So a whole nother
Yeah, it was a long ass time.
a whole nother game, even though or a whole nother world is like another game for them. It could take like 4 or 5 years easily.
Right,
to make
right.
Just DLC.
Yeah, well,
And
because
I'm-
they gotta
I'm
hand
working
draw all
towards it.
that shit. It's
They
crazy.
literally have to hand draw and orchestrate like 5 to 10 new songs.
Mhm.
They're not going to skimp on anything. They're not.
Yeah.
No, they're great.
You guys want to talk about the game of the week?
Oh,
Yes,
I didn't
favorite
play.
of mine actually.
Oh no,
It's okay.
Yeah.
Have you played though?
no,
Hey,
like
maybe
once.
once?
It was a long time ago.
Give us your experience as a new player.
I don't remember much of it, honestly.
Nice, totally.
I'm gonna
What's
get
it
some
called again? What's
gameplay
game
going
of
in the
week
background.
name?
Game of the week is Chrono Trigger this week.
Chrono Trigger.
Oh shit, I got the sound on. I gotta turn that off. Even though it's good, it's awesome music. It's got some of the best music in a game going.
Completely agree.
Um,
Give us your review.
my review. Again, I didn't play it this week just because it's such a big game. And I didn't have time, but it's a game that I've played many times before. Like I said, I own 2 original Japanese cartridges. I got one of them right here.
Yeah, he brought it.
And then I got one in the box in the basement, like in the original box. I should have dug that up for this week. I forgot to do it though. But it's a classic game, man. Like this game was, it was one of the later games on the SNES. But it was like a freaking masterpiece. You had Akira Kurosawa, or not Kurosawa, Akira Toriyama doing the art for it. He's the Dragon Ball Z guy, right?
It's incredible. It
doesn't-
shows too. Just
Oh,
in
yeah.
Chrono. Yeah.
Amazing character design. I think Hironobu Sakaguchi also worked on this game. It was the first game to ever use New Game Plus, which is huge, right? Like that's a huge momentous happening in video games, right? A lot of games have it now, but it was something that just didn't exist back then. Definitely one of the first games that had multiple endings, at least at its scale. I think there may have been games
10
before that had
endings.
like, different
One or
end
2.
screens or something.
Yeah.
But this was like significant, like
Samus
different
no helmet.
story. Like
Yeah.
your choices mattered, right? So
Yeah, you could get completely alternate narratives. There are 10 endings. And some of them were minor, but some of them were like huge story-changing endings. It was great.
yeah, it's incredible. Can someone define New Game Plus? Merc Tool says. New Game Plus is when you beat a game, and then you can go through the game again with your progress from your previous playthrough.
So basically become a giant monster. But like I'm pretty sure it scales. It's not like you're vaporizing people. Like some of the bad guys keep scaling.
Yeah.
Obviously you become ultimately godly at the end of
Yeah.
that second playthrough.
New Game
it
Plus
lets
is
you
really
basically
popular in like Souls type games.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it lets you accumulate all of your stuff.
Yeah, in
and you
Diablo,
still have your stuff, so you're like, okay, I don't have to unlock those things anymore.
Yeah, I don't
can
have to
just
get the
find all other stuff.
Masamune again.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Such a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good game. Why
it's
didn't I play
such a
that
good
this
game.
week? I also didn't play it this week, but I really, really love this game a lot.
Yeah.
The time aspect of it alone is just like mind blowing. The writing in it, like the script and like how they do all of it is
Mhm.
really revolutionary for
Yeah.
its time. Like to expect your audience of children to like get all of these time references and like the epoch and all that shit, like and all of these insane intricate scripts. Like it's awesome. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Great game.
Yeah, it's a truly beautiful and awesome game. It had a lot of firsts for its time. It was later in the SNES life cycle, so the graphics
95.
are incredible. It's got a bunch of cool effects that you don't see in a lot of Super Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
big
it's just
characters, like
Mhm.
really motion and like moving characters that were
Yeah.
like big and animated. Like what's the
super
main
unique
bad
battle
guy?
system.
Mhm.
I think it was one of the first like it's still turn based, but it's got like the real time.
Was it before Final Fantasy VII? Yeah,
Yeah, of course it was before.
Why
Final
was I
Fantasy
even saying
VII.
that out loud? Then yeah, it is. That's the only one I can think of. That's the only other one I can think of that came like that early. You know what I mean? That was like 99, right?
Yeah,
What time were you?
yeah, it's turn based, but it's real time at the same time.
It's
Like everyone's got like a
time-based, yeah.
live clock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
so
call that a time-based RPG.
yeah, I don't.
So it's like
yeah, I don't know
you
how
literally have like 5 seconds to either use a potion or attack, and then your next guy has that much time, and you got to
Mhm.
keep going. But it feels really satisfying when you set it all in
Mhm.
motion. Your characters are just going constantly.
Yeah.
It's great.
And it's
You're
not
getting
like
attached
it's not
to-
like other RPGs where you've got like everyone just lined up on one side and your enemy over here. Like your characters all take position around
yeah.
like the enemies, and it's
Yeah.
like very cool and almost much more cinematic than previous RPGs, right?
Actually,
it also
now I
had
think-
like combo moves.
I was just about to say that.
The
That's a
combo
first, I
moves were
think.
dope. That was
I think
another.
That's a first.
I think it was a first. Yeah, so good.
Yeah. It was like between each 2 characters, and then all 3 characters had a combo move as well. Like
Mhm.
so many different combinations, and you could base your selection solely on that if you wanted, like which ones combos you like best and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
just a
One of the best
time.
games ever made, to be honest.
I agree.
Definitely worth checking out if you haven't.
Chrono
And
Trigger.
yeah, is it on the? I don't think it's on the.
Nintendo and the DS,
Nintendo
the original the original DS. It's not. I don't know. That would be a great one to launch on.
Do you have
and
your
Earthbound and
thing
stuff.
with you? You could look.
Oh, also,
I have it.
Pokemon stuff. Pokemon is done.
Pokemon's done.
Yeah. 4Gs. Do you want to check out that while I look at Pokemon?
Oh no, I'm getting an update.
Dude, I'll check it out real quick. I'll check it out.
That's so
All
funny.
right, Super Nintendo Store. Let's see, because they might have added some stuff since last. And
So
there's
I
no
think
Donkey
I
Kong
think
out, so
probably
don't
the
care.
best remake of it is the one that they did for PlayStation because it's got the
They
anime
did that?
cutscenes.
I didn't even know they did that. That's amazing.
Yeah, they did. Well, it's not a remake, I guess remaster, but they did like actual animated cutscenes, and they're animated by Akira Toriyama. So it's got
Oh.
like the Dragon Ball Z look, and they're fucking awesome.
You know, that reminds me of the Tales series a lot. That was another one that like did the anime and everything,
Mhm.
and like time-based combat.
Oh, it
that
looks
was
so
a really
good.
one. That was like an homage to like Chrono Trigger. I feel like. Looks like we got a bunch of good ones, except nope.
No Chrono Trigger
no
on
Donkey
there.
Kong, no Chrono Trigger. Oh, new games. Star Fox 2, no one cares. Kirby Superstar is good. And
Yeah.
then some random bullshit. Like I can't even read it. What is it?
That's hilarious.
It's
I don't
garbage.
know. What is
I
it? You can
know.
tell us.
Poopy Fighter. Hey, we're getting a Smash Bros update right now.
Hey,
That's
nice.
weird. Like literally right now.
Did you
I
say
have no
Poopy
idea.
Fighters?
Yeah, it's something kind of fighter game. I don't know. Okay, I'm checking out Pokemon Secret Lair right now. Wait, what's it called? Hold up. It's actually called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX.
DX, yeah.
And then in quotes it says, "Oh, demo." Never mind. I thought it was more title. I was like, "This is the longest title ever."
That's hilarious.
All right, here we go. I don't know. You don't have to like really watch it.
No, that's funny.
Just-
Oh, we're looking at it?
I just want to show you.
Yeah. That's good.
Huh.
All we
Looking
see is
at
a
my
black
TV.
screen, homie.
Wow, this
I
is
know.
amazing.
I think it died. Okay, here we go.
Uh,
Okay, it's just like a bunch of shit. It's asking me if it wants English and stuff.
I literally see a reflection of the.
All right, thank you for that. That was
Okay.
good.
That was a waste of time.
That was
This
All of us
is
are dumb
really
because of
productive.
it.
Really
I
productive.
award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Pull out your reading glasses, Josh. He says, "Okay, this is not for kids for sure."
No one can see that shit.
Look, it's a bunch of
Oh, I can
Pokemon.
kind of see some Pokemon.
I see some
Chroma keys
flying-
fucking up a lot of it.
That's all it is. Just a bunch of fucking Pokemon flying around.
Yeah, the chroma key's destroying most of that.
Okay, never mind.
That's so funny. But that's cool. Thank you for sharing that with us. We're really happy
Yeah,
about that.
I'm gonna play the shit out of
You
this.
guys wanna start, Like majorly speculating about the future of video games.
Yes. They're gonna
particularly
die.
this
I'm
year.
just kidding.
Okay.
Let me switch back to the regular
Okay,
scene here.
do you guys think that streaming is going to succeed or fail this year?
Streaming?
Wait, time
I
out.
think it's
Are you talking
streaming
about like
Stadia
Stadia? Okay.
based kind of streaming.
What's Stadia?
How do you want to do this? Do you guys want to like all three go through our predictions and like just boldface and then like
I think
Yeah.
we should like just kind of throw out ideas.
Throw out
and just
ideas?
Work through them. Yeah.
okay.
That sounds good.
So cuz one of my predictions is along the same lines as what you're saying. But I phrased it differently, right? So I think one of the things that we're going to see a lot of this year is a focus on game streaming. Do I think it's like Stadia in particular is going to be successful?
What is
or
Stadia, actually?
you don't know what Google Stadia is, homie?
Really? Okay.
No, actually.
We've reported on it on this show.
No, I was paying attention.
So
That
Google
was like my
Stadia
first show.
is Google's gaming platform, right?
Okay,
Which
now
is
that's all you need to say. I got it.
okay, but it's all live streamed through your Chromecast.
Oh wow, that's fucking
Yeah.
nuts, dude.
Man, God damn it. Oh.
Wait, so that's gonna be like the new thing? Yeah. Okay, so can you stream on it, like stream, and then like
Yeah, so one of the features, now I don't think this feature is active yet, but one of the features is that it directly links to YouTube, right? And so
Okay.
if you're streaming on YouTube, like if you're a streamer and you're streaming on YouTube and you're using Google Stadia, people can join into your game that you're streaming live through Google Stadia.
Damn. But what's Google Stadia? I'm just kidding.
God.
That sounds
Why no
insane,
bottles?
honestly.
Guys, we're auditioning for at least one new
No.
host.
Colin has to leave at least, yeah. Okay, so that sounds incredible. Yeah, that's like a multi. That's any streamer like needs that. Like you can upload immediately on your gaming console. It's
So,
like having a PC. If you're a streamer, that's like the only thing you need. I feel.
Right. So to answer Colin's question, do I think streaming video games is going to be successful this year? I don't think that they're trying to make it successful this year, right? I think what they're trying to do is beta test streaming video games this year, right? So Google Stadia is doing their thing. They're kind of setting the stage. You've got the new Xbox, the Series X is going to have a feature that utilizes Project xCloud to, when you buy a game, instead of waiting for your game to install, you can play the cloud version of it immediately while it installs in the background,
Very incredible.
right? So we're gonna start seeing like the implementation of these cloud-based gaming solutions
Yeah,
this year. Like
yes.
I do believe this is the year for gaming companies to start focusing on that. Do I think that's going to be the main draw of and the main focus of every gaming company? No, I think that's the future of gaming, though, and so they're starting now, right?
Yeah. I think it's eventually going to either be all cloud-based, if we're talking like 5 years down, 10 years down the road, all cloud-based, or all literally like a chip that goes into a TV even, or nothing, and you just upload it to whatever interface you want, and can just like download any type of game.
Oh,
The whole
Parsec
concept-
iOS is coming out soon, I think.
Oh.
You what?
Parsec iOS is coming out soon.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh my.
Can we get some
Yeah.
drinks in the chat for Parsec?
Oh, well, I have a prediction. My prediction is that it's going to be more cross-console gameplay. More gaming companies are going to be willing to allow their IPs to go across consoles, and Xbox has already kind of demonstrated this by allowing Nintendo to do that. So, and vice versa. I think PS4 and everyone, or 5, everyone's going to get on board. That could be a new feature of the PS5, even to make them seem awesome now. And everyone loves them after all. It's a huge hero move for them.
Yeah.
And everything is now shared. And eventually, that's why I think there's going to be that's why I think like console companies in general are like doomed eventually in the end, because it's all just like a nitpick. You know what I mean? So if they all play together, that's really how everyone wins, at least for now.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's
I
my
agree.
prediction.
I think we're going to see a lot more cross-platform.
Yes.
And even PlayStation is who was initially the most resistant to cross-platform.
Very resistant.
They're
would
now-
do it and then leave.
Mhm.
Like, very
Right.
stupid.
So they're now a lot, way more open to that. So I think
Yeah.
we're going to see that. Like I said, I think we're going to see cloud computing. In regards to the consoles, we kind of already know what we're expecting with the Xbox,
PS5,
right?
Oh, Xbox, yeah.
But the PS5, we're still all speculating, and we had that article that Chamali posted with people saying that everyone's wrong about their speculation.
I think it's just an improved console, like it's always been.
Sure,
What's gonna
sure.
be-
But they got to
Yeah,
do something,
yeah.
right? They got to do something
They-
to kind of
PS4 didn't
switch
do
things up.
anything, I didn't think.
You
When I
don't
got
think
my
so?
PS4, I was like, oh, okay. I explored it, and now like I know how a PS4 works because I had a PS3. I honestly didn't find what was new. The graphics.
The graphics were
like-
new.
That's what I'm saying, like, the
What was
store
new
is the
was it
same.
wasn't the Xbox One, which had the
Yeah.
had like a historically awful launch,
Yeah,
right? And so
exactly.
they're
It
like,
was,
"Hey
a
guys,
strong-
we're not Xbox One. Come play on our
Yeah.
system."
We're
Yeah,
at least
well,
the same,
and
if
new
not
games,
better.
Really,
Yeah.
that's it.
New
you know?
games, mechanically like smoother, quality of life, but like
Yeah.
mostly like just like feels the same to me.
I think
like,
we're
just
past
from
that though,
home
right?
screen.
Like, I don't think that a gaming company can succeed that way anymore. I think last gen they could, right? But I
Yeah.
think that now, especially with crossplay, especially with cloud gaming,
yeah.
they've got to do something different, right?
Independence is huge in gaming companies right
Mhm.
now. Like the Switch makes big move, or Nintendo makes big moves all the time like this, where they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna make a Wii. It's a fucking stick for a controller."
Right.
Like, okay, our console literally comes apart, and you put it back together, and it can be portable.
Right.
Like whatever. They're willing to do something big, and it takes notice. Okay, like people notice it. But like, yeah, PS5, it's got to do something big. Xbox has just been stale its whole life. I don't see Xbox ever fucking flinching. It's gonna just be more adaptable parts that
Yeah.
I'm paying more and more for. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. fuck
Well,
you,
so
Xbox.
here's what I'm predicting for PS5, right?
What's up,
Because they need to be doing something different. I think they're going to lean harder into VR.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
I
PS
really
is
do.
gonna
I really
like, a
do. They're-
compatibility with it.
They've got
Yeah.
the biggest market share in VR right now, which we've talked about a lot on the show, and their new system is going to be capable of much better VR than
Yeah.
we had
That's
on the
why
PS4.
I'm thinking there's
right?
gonna be like a bundle
So-
upon launch to
Yeah.
where it encourages VR play right off the bat on
Mhm.
the start of the console's life, which is genius.
So I
Yeah.
think they're going to lean into that. I also really do think that they're gonna try for 100% backward compatibility. I know that's a
That'd be
stretch. I know that's a
glorious.
big stretch, and honestly, it's probably just a
Nintendo
pipe
move.
dream of mine. But like, I
Very
think
Nintendo-y
that
move.
alone will win the console war, right? Like, if they do that,
Everyone else ups it then at that rate.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
Nintendo's like, all right, GameCube store, boop,
yeah.
and then we win.
Everyone wins.
Everyone wins. You're right.
Yeah.
I know, but if they do all compatibility on PlayStation, can you imagine? That's just like the most godly thing.
That
But it's
would
gonna be some
be
kind of service. Like it's gonna be some kind of like
maybe.
or
What I want is
$50
to be able
a
to pop my discs in. Like, I've got PS2 games still that I've been holding out for a backwards compatible
Yes.
console. Where
Kingdom
I can
Hearts. I like have sitting in my closet, like never
Yeah.
playing. on PS2.
Yeah, I've got an import that like I had to. It's an import of an old samurai game called Kengo, right? So this is the third one. It's Kengo 3, or maybe it's Kengo 2.
Can go fast.
I think it's Kengo 2. Anyway, it's a really dope ass samurai game. But this game never came out in English in the United States, but it did come out in the UK. So what I had to do in order to be able to play the damn game was I imported it from the UK, and then I ripped it onto my computer, and then I had to recode it into NTSC,
Oof.
and then burn it back onto a disc, and then play it on a modded PS2.
How the hell did you do that?
I was very fucking determined, is how I did it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And-
But I want to be able to, because like new gen consoles are region free, right? They're not
No.
region locked like the old ones.
I don't think the Switch is. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
about
it
the
is.
others. Honestly,
The Switch
it's
is.
region free. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think it's region locked. I meant
Oh yeah.
it is region free. Yes. Yeah.
So what I'm hoping in my heart of hearts
Dang.
is that the PS5 is going to be region free, backwards compatible back to PS1. I can take my Kengo 2 game, pop it in the disc drive, and fucking play it without having to do any modification,
Sounds like an
any
insane
drama.
pipe dream.
It's a
honestly.
huge
I-
pipe dream, but that's
don't
what I
know.
want.
It just feels
So-
like so hard for that to happen.
Yeah.
I know, but like, yeah,
Dude, thanks for shitting on my dreams.
No,
live
I just think
on...
a store is more likely. I just think a store is more likely.
I think you're
Like,
right.
They're
I
gonna
think
be
you're right.
like like the backwards store. Literally, I don't know what
The
they can-
backwards,
the P-
the upside down store.
Where you could literally purchase a store for
Yeah.
each one. It'd be like $10 for you could have the PS1 store, $10 for the PS2 store, and you could just purchase the ones you want. And you get all the games on them subscription thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or it's just like a whole big library for like $20 a month.
Yeah. What do you think
Great.
about that, Colin?
I asked thing for you.
You have something for me?
I think PCs can just do all this though. So it's
Yeah,
like
I think we're moving. I think honestly, I don't know why we still have consoles. In my opinion,
that's
Like,
what I was saying. Consoles are doomed to die.
I think that's
what I was saying.
here's
It's
the
all
thing.
merging
Here's the
into one
thing.
point.
I'm with you on the PC master race thing, but I also think that's a incredibly
It's like watching ants run around.
yeah, that's the thing. It's such an elitist thing to be
Yes. Because we're
like
powerful.
and that's how PC players always sound, and they always say that. But no,
like, you
consoles
can-
aren't obsolete. I get what you're saying.
No,
they're
not
almost like they're
obsolete. They're
PCs,
not obsolete.
but they're more affordable. You
They're
don't need to
not
buy a
great.
bunch of. Yes, they are. They're
In
much
the
more
long
affordable.
run, I think they're more expensive because you can make a nice PC for about $600 now, like
Which is twice as much as you're going to be
1,000.
paying for a
But
console.
then the games are like half price.
No, they're not.
sometimes.
They're the
Yeah,
same
I get
price.
really
unless
cheap
unless you're
games. Well, it
buying
depends.
like exclusively, 4-year-old
This
games
is
off the
where-
Steam store.
This is also where Nintendo
Steam sale.
shines because they have unique games. Like all the other fucking games are on PC. Like what unique games are on PS5, Xbox? You can't
Mhm.
play Zelda on PC yet, at least not the new ones.
Exactly.
For me, I'm like, give me something unique, or else consoles are gonna have to die.
Mhm.
Like, it's all merging towards one point.
Yeah.
where we're all like one console. Everyone's sharing their content now anyway. There's gonna be like, look at the new Super Console.
Yeah.
The P.
Merc makes a really good point.
Nintendo
They're plug and
box.
play. They're just easy. Compatibility is another big thing, right? Like like when I buy a PlayStation game, I know for a fact it's going to work on my PlayStation. If I
Actually-
built a $600 PC, there's a
It's so hard to use
huge
a PC.
chance that a lot of the games that I play
Yeah.
or want to play aren't going to be playable on my $600 PC.
Not only that, but being like a PC user does make you more like you're good at it eventually, but it's a high bar. Like, to just be like, here's a PC, use it. It's like very difficult compared to putting a game into a thing and pushing a button to turn it on. And I agree with what Merc Tool says right here. Consoles work better for a younger generation. That makes a lot of sense as well, where it's just literally plug and play. Like, go play video games. Your mom can just tell you, and you don't have to like ask for directions on how to do anything. You put the game in. There's no other content. You can't accidentally look up porn or anything like that. Like you just play a game. It's pretty easy. I feel like there's literally no other content, no advertisements or anything like that. So that's the beauty of consoles. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't think that I do agree with you. I think that PC is a better platform for like super serious gamers, but I don't think consoles are going anywhere anytime soon.
I think
Yeah.
like 10 years and we'll see a merge.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
like 5
maybe.
to 10 years and we'll see like a Playtendo
Yeah.
or something. Like PlayStation and Nintendo have already almost had a relationship. So I feel like it's very possible that everyone's like, all right, money time. We got to work together because no one cares anymore. PCs are $200 now, like 10 years down the road. I don't know. Like when everything becomes more accessible for everyone, your iPhone is as strong as, an actual gaming console at that point. So I think that's when people are going to have to step it up immensely. It's
Yeah.
gonna have to be like a computer chip in your brain or some shit. Like I don't even know. Your glasses, like
Yeah.
something insane.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's
Some
down the
absurd
road. but-
futuristic gimmick. We'll be 40.
Right on. Anything else? Any more predictions before we close it up? Any like out of left field ones? I think additionally to PlayStation leaning into VR, I think we're finally hitting the point where VR is appealing to more people, right?
It's a wider-
We have our first like AAA VR game coming out with Half-Life Alyx,
That's awesome.
right? Which is
So-
also like people have wanted a new Half-Life game forever.
A long time.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird one to do, but that's pretty cool.
Right. So that's like
Yeah,
our
that
first
sounds fun
like
to me.
real AAA VR game.
Yeah.
So I think that we're gonna see more of that.
Yeah. Before it seemed like kind of like a PC thing or like another high bar for acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just like, oh, that's a lot more I have to do gaming wise. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are like inaccessible, I think price wise, like including it in the PS5 would be the smartest thing.
Yeah.
I think we could see that most like a $600 PS5 with a VR included.
I agree.
It's just a
I
smart
agree.
idea.
Right on. Do we have anything or anyone that we can raid before we wrap this up?
Mandarble?
Is she playing right now?
She is playing.
What
Cool.
about another talk show guy?
We do have a game of the week next week. I thought I remembered. Okay, I remembered the game I was gonna pick last week, and that is Bastion.
Oh, Bastion, good. I played
We're-
this. Amazing
We're
game.
playing Bastion. It's so
What's
good.
it for?
I have it still on my PS4.
You can get it on pretty much everything. You can get it
Yeah,
on
on
your
Steam.
phone. You can get it on Steam. You can get it on PlayStation. It's on just about everything.
It's a top-down hack and slash, but it's actually way better sounding than
I would
that.
very much recommend that if you play Bastion, play it with a good set of headphones.
Yeah, the music is
It's
insane.
incredible. It's
Okay.
so good. So
I agree. This is a very good PC game. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
should have played it on PC.
I played it on my iPod when it first came
That's
out.
crazy.
I literally played it on my iPod.
It looks
For
like,
me, it was a very story-driven game.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, like
That's
there's
awesome.
Lots of extra content. Lots. If you want the lore, you can dig into this game.
Hey, also, before we go, I want to do a shameless plug. We finally got our YouTube page up. I'm gonna re-upload the first episode that we have on here, which was last week's episode, because I kind of cut off like the very beginning of it. Whoops.
Yeah, let's do that again. For this link.
But we're gonna start posting every episode on here going forward. That's the YouTube channel. Also, feel free to give us feedback if you want to see us upload other things to this channel. Let me know. Let us know in the Discord, and we could do that. But yeah, that's the shameless plug for the night. Go check that out.
Oh, also
Did you
join the
get my
Discord.
message?
Also
My
join the
message, Paul,
Discord.
in
I did
Discord?
get your message. I'm sure that if I look at that in a looped video, it's gonna look a lot better than what I'm seeing right now.
Is it green?
No, I can't really. It's not. It's such a quick loop that I can't really tell what's
30
happening.
seconds. What?
Well, then it's not playing properly. Here, let me re-download this.
Just throw it into OBS right now.
I like how
Behind
he
us.
says stuff like that. He's like, just throw it into like I don't know how
You
to
can
do
literally
shit.
drag and
I'm
drop
opening it in
Yeah, everything
VLC
drag
player.
and
Hold
drop,
on.
Drag and drop. This is
I don't think
Get
it'll play
drag and
properly.
drop.
Oh no, it
Attach it
actually
onto
is
the
playing
body.
in VLC. Oh God, this is awesome.
Wait, show us.
Oh, I
Alright.
will. I'll show you guys. Hold on. I'll show you. This is the new starting soon screen.
I'm still tooling
What?
with it, actually.
Boom.
Can I have it?
It's like a rough draft.
Wait, can I have it, dude?
Look,
We need-
behold. No, that looks great.
I can't see.
Look at the stream.
I am. It says this is difficult.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
It's taking a sec.
So this is for my this is for the channel in general. So
oh,
this is
wow,
gonna be.
that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit play again
That's
on
more
that.
for you. I feel like I like
Gotta
it.
hit.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that
Wait,
looks
you made that
great.
for him? Who did that?
Well,
4Gs?
Adam drew
Well,
it,
Adam
and
did
then
the
I
art.
animated it.
Adam did the art, and 4G's animated it. That's so cool.
Oh, that's raw.
Are you able
They do
to?
one for
Oh
me
no,
now.
you did do the glowing effect. That looks so good. I love it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you get paid big bucks for. You probably charge like $500, something like that.
Yeah,
if you did it fully.
$500.
God, that's so
Wait,
good.
really?
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
If
man.
you made that for a company, no.
No, I would charge probably hourly or something like that. So.
What?
Cool.
You're crazy. I would charge like a lot of money for like a real company. But yeah, for a person, nah.
I mean, between Adam and I, yeah, probably a couple $100, but like that's Adam doing all his shit and then me coming in and like
Yeah.
polishing it, you know.
It's
Which
true.
I'm gonna throw Adam some money for all the work he's done for me
Yeah,
too.
his
so I'm
brother is
excited about
famous, by the way. Adam is like a famous game creator. No one knows
He
this.
is
but
famous.
it. He
no
kind
one
of is
talks about-
actually.
We don't
He
talk
actually-
about this,
He's
but
the
when I
guy
first
right
met him-
there that's missing.
Yeah,
If
in the
we-
milk
yeah.
in the milk carton when I first met this
Hmm.
guy, he had just made Sentinels of the Multiverse, which is literally an acclaimed game, like a board game. That's
Mhm.
great, and he played it with us. And I was like, wow, we just played like a new game with the creators. And every time I go to a game store, I check for it still, like just like out of nostalgia, and it's always there. So
Yeah,
it's doing really well. Like that's pretty cool. It's kind of a famous person, you think? You know?
yeah, it's pretty neat.
doing fine for himself.
Yeah, and he does a lot of awesome art. So yeah, there's that.
And that too, for the game, to all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Check out the YouTube, join the Discord, give us feedback. What else can I say before we close it up? I'm Paul. Oh, hey, actually, also, I added 2 new emotes, which should be coming soon as Twitch
Ooh.
approves them. And you should be able to unlock those with the stream points or whatever.
Dream points and
Um,
subscribe.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. And yeah, that's about it. Adam did those as well. I'm Paul. You can find me on this
Nice.
channel streaming on Tuesdays and not Tuesdays anymore. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays.
Nice.
In the evening during the week, and then on Saturdays during the daytime most of the day.
Schedule's so nice.
Yeah, and then on Twitter at Ryugami Sama.
I don't stream anymore.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't
dude.
say that. We're really pushing for 4Gs to
Are
get
you
back into
joking?
streaming.
He's like, now that I'm making money, I don't see the point. Like,
No,
probably.
It's not that. I just don't have fucking time anymore. Like I literally work
Ah.
all the fucking time. So
Okay,
Hey
he's
man,
still
I
streaming.
find time
He
for it.
still
You just
posts
got to make
1,000.
time for it. You got to make time
He's a
for
big
it.
guy.
I mean,
At least
like,
follow him on YouTube. His
that
YouTube
sounds
videos are
nice in
much.
theory.
Yeah.
YouTube videos are pretty big presence. Everyone go follow him on YouTube.
Yeah.
I haven't uploaded there forever.
Yeah, but there's still like a gazillion views.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
throw out your socials and then let's rate Mindari.
Yes. Oh, but also me, Lord
Lord
Yeshua.
G's
Follow
gaming.
me. I'm a
Yeah.
retro streamer playing all the Zelda games now.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's
if
pretty fun.
if they didn't mention where to find them, it's down below our faces.
Oh
So.
yes,
Yeah.
below our faces
And
here.
if you're on the podcast audio only version, it's down below our faces.
we don't have the audio only version yet, but we're on YouTube now, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, we're rating Mandari
Woohoo!
in 10 seconds.
No, my darling. Thanks for stopping in, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Have a great night, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Rating now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Awesome.
Paul, you should add like lightning and thunder and stuff like that
Let me see.
for that video. Like,
Like sound
I can
effects?
yeah, like it'd be really good to have like rain and thunder and.
Do you have that effect or?
I mean, you could just find some on like YouTube